Today, more and more families are considering moving to Dubai. Some are looking for safety and stability, others for tax freedom and capital growth. But most often it seems complicated. Visas, documents, flights, finding housing, distrust of agencies. People spend months and end up facing problems on their own. Where do you start? How do you get visas? What about your business? Where will you live? People get confused, waste time, and turn to 10 different specialists. And in the end, they get stuck halfway. At Nika Estate, we've built a comprehensive concierge service that handles all these tasks turnkey. It's not just help with buying an apartment, it's a complete journey from choosing a home to opening a company, from a golden visa to tax planning. Today, I'll tell you about one of our recent cases. A European family that moved to Dubai. They obtained residency and relocated their business. It was a complex task with very tight deadlines, and it was fully completed in just 45 days. The year 2025 became a turning point for wealthy Europeans. In Britain, the non-dom regime was abolished, which for decades had allowed people to live in London, and at the same time not pay taxes on foreign income. Now, if a person has lived in the country for more than 4 years, all foreign income falls under British jurisdiction. Hundreds and thousands of families began looking for alternatives. And not just a backup plan, but a jurisdiction where you can build a business while maintaining financial flexibility. That's why people started seriously considering Dubai again, because it's a real business capital with zero profit taxes, the ability to quickly set up a company and obtain resident status. To protect their capital and build a system that would serve international clients, not be limited by local restrictions. A family came to us with this task in February. A French couple who have been supporting European fintech startups for many years. Their structure looked something like this. Their main presence was in London, where they had an office, meetings, a team. Their whole life was there. The other 6 months. In Monaco, everything was set up transparently, and from a tax perspective, they felt confident. But after the announcement from the UK Treasury, the situation became unmanageable. They needed to give up their UK tax residency status by April 6th. In other words, they had less than 2 months left. In that time, it wasn't just about packing their bags, they had to completely restart the entire setup. They needed to find property, obtain a golden visa, register a company in the UAE, open an office, and take care of countless other details. This was a married couple who needed a comfortable environment for their children, good healthcare close to home, an international school, and much more. And all of this had to be done under very tight deadlines. But we understood that the issue wasn't about the deadlines, but about precise planning. That's why from day one, we mapped out a step-by-step plan. We started with the most important thing, analyzing their lifestyle. After all, it's not just about buying an apartment and opening a company. You need to understand how the family will live, work, get around, and how the children will study. And what will become the new focal point of their entire way of life. The couple wanted a quiet neighborhood without congestion or tourist traffic. They wanted an international school and a good clinic nearby. At the same time, the property had to meet all the legal requirements for obtaining a golden visa. And there was one more important point. From spring to autumn, the couple goes to Monaco, which means the apartment had to be perfect for renting out. A good brand service, a sought-after location. We looked at several areas. La Mer d'Amac, Hills, Creek Harbour. Creek Harbour turned out to be the best fit. Today, it's the perfect community for families. It's 15 minutes from downtown, yet offers a completely self-sufficient environment. Waterfront promenades, parks, restaurants, a yacht club, bike paths, running routes. This is one of the fastest growing areas in Dubai in terms of capitalization growth, and you can see it even in the price trends over the past 2 years. At the same time, Creek is not just hype and not about mass traffic. You can really live here with children peacefully and comfortably without crowds of tourists. And there are also strong branded projects here. We suggested focusing on Address, Harbour Point. These are high-rise apartments managed by a 5-star hotelier. We chose a ready unit on a high floor with 3 bedrooms and a finished interior. The total cost is $1,800,000. The deal was completed in 4 days. We received the ownership documents, and the very next day, we started the process of applying for the golden visa. At this stage, we helped prepare the document package, translated everything, and submitted documents for all family members, including children and domestic staff. And we received the Emirates ID by the 4th week of the project. Everything was done in parallel so as not to lose a single day. On the 3rd level is business. Since the family was already operating in London, it was necessary not just to create a new company, but to fully relocate the entire structure. We helped them choose a free zone suitable for their profile, provided legal and consulting services, and registered the company in the Dubai Multi-Commodities Center. This is one of the most reliable zones, with a reputation that suits international clients. The company was registered in 9 business days. Within the same time frame, an office was set up, small but sufficient for meetings and representation. We assisted with the tenants, preparing the contract, documenting the premises, and launching remote operations. They did not stop their operations for even a single day, not even during the move. There were some specifics when it came to the bank. The client did not want to go with standard banks, where the account opening process can take up to 4 to 6 weeks. We brought in a corporate consultant who connected them with a private bank in the EFS. The documents were submitted in the 1st week, and the account was opened by the middle of the 2nd week. We also assisted with setting up a multi-currency structure and applying for personal cards. Everything that could be done in parallel was done in parallel. From the first Zoom call to the day they received the keys, IDs, and started working from the Dubai office, it took 45 days. By the time the new tax year started in London, everything was ready. A new home, resident status, a registered company, a business account, an office, and Emirates ID. No flights or exhausting visits to government offices. Most importantly, they didn't just move, they truly integrated into the city. They live in Creek Harbour next to the park, and their children go to an international school. In the morning, breakfast on the balcony with a view of the water. During the day, work from the office in DMCC, or work online, and in the evening, walks along the marina, cafes, and time with the kids. The family spends about 6 months a year in Dubai, mainly during the autumn and winter seasons. The rest of the time, they return to Monaco just like before. During this period, we rent out the property through a trusted management company. The address itself manages the project, so the entire process, from check-in to cleaning, is automated. With the current occupancy and market rates, rental yields range from 6 to 12% per year, depending on the season and the length of the rental. No additional effort is required on their part. Tenants, cleaning, reporting, and transfers are all handled by the management company. At the same time, the asset has already started to appreciate, even over the past 6 months. In this building, prices for comparable units in Creek Harbour have increased by an average of 89%, whereas before they maintained an office in London, a house in Monaco, and a structure that had to be reviewed every year, now the entire setup has become transparent and stable. They have gained not just the residents, but the complete ecosystem. Residence, business, financial independence, the ability to rent out while still retaining control. All of this was put together in 45 days. At Nika Estate, we don't just select apartments, we arrange turnkey living, taking into account your goals, your budget, tax jurisdictions, business, and logistics. Because real relocation is always about a combination of tasks. We have 13 years of experience and branches in 12 countries. This allows us to solve problems comprehensively, especially in cases where actions need to be synchronized across several jurisdictions at once. By the way, while our Dubai branch was handling the property purchase and paperwork, our London office was simultaneously selling our client's main apartment. A buyer was found within 3 weeks. Negotiations were held and the deal was closed at market price. This is our approach. Everything is under control, in the right country, at the right time. Cases like these are never easy, but if every stage is set up correctly, the result turns out to be simpler than it seemed at the very beginning. Every family has its own story. Some are looking for prestigious housing in a prime location. Some are moving for the safety of their children and quality healthcare. Some are building a business that shouldn't depend on political risks, and others are seeking passive income with high efficiency. But in the end, everyone is looking for the same thing: peace of mind, control, and confidence in the future. If you are considering moving to Dubai or want to build a clear strategy for your family and capital, sign up for a personal consultation. In 30 minutes, you will receive a clear plan: which property is suitable, how to obtain a residence visa, where to register a company, and how to receive stable rental income.